Welcome to the Spring 2009 edition of Rec Connection Television, your connection to recreation opportunities provided by Roanoke County Parks. I'm Scott Ramsberg. Today I'm joining you from Walren Park, one of our most outstanding facilities located in the north part of the county. There are several exciting things coming to this community over the next year we'll talk about during the show. A new recreation center, expanded program lineups in this area, and a new walking trail right here at Walren Park. For now, let's get started on our tour of recreation programs with an Indian cooking lesson. We're here in the kitchen at the Brambleton Center where I'm joined by Pavna Skayer, and she is our Indian cooking instructor. We've got plenty of Indian cooking classes starting March 25th, and she's here to talk about how to cook a dish. Specifically, we're going to be making paneer today. What is that?
It's an Indian cheese, and people have made it at home at their houses for a long time. And you prepare the cheese, then you cut it into small pieces. You either fry it or boil it and mix it with other dishes.
And now normally when you say you're going to make cheese, people think this is a long, involved process that involves hanging for ages at a time. But it's really quite simple, and you're going to show us how to do it. It starts right here?
And we've got the milk boiling, as you can see. We have a half gallon of milk here, which has come to a boil. And when it comes to a boil, you just kind of take it off the heat for a little bit. And then this is about 2 ounces of lemon juice, and I'm going to gradually add it to the milk. And that causes the milk to curdle. And we put it back on the heat and keep adding the lemon juice to it. If you can see, it's starting to curdle.
It's starting to do something in there.
And you just make sure that you're stirring it because milk tends to stick to the bottom of the pan.
Is it a 2% milk, 1% whole milk? What kind does it have to be?
This is whole milk, but you can make it with whatever percentage you like. But the only thing is I recommend using whole milk because you get a richer cheese that way. And then once this curdles up, as you can see, it's separated. And in a lot of areas, people even use this water that remains because it's sour, and they'll add spices and make a drink out of it.
Neat.
So nothing goes to waste.
We'll save that for another class.
Yes. And I'm going to take this over here. We've got a colander lined with some cheesecloth.
And where can you buy the cheesecloth?
Just as at any grocery store. Just go to the baking aisle, and they would have it over there. And I'm just going to put it through this. That way all the excess water comes out, and if you feel like making that sour drink, you can. You can add sugar to it, or you can make it spicy by adding a lot of...
Looks like cottage cheese almost.
It does. And when you taste it, it might remind you of ricotta cheese.
Oh, okay.
Ricotta. So, and then we're going to let it sit over there for a while because we need to let this cool down. And once this cools, then we're going to bunch it up and let more water come out of it.
So after you've strained the cheese, the next thing you have to do is tie it up.
Yes, and if we took all the excess water out, and then you just take the cheesecloth and bind it together and try to take any excess water that you have in here.
How hard do you have to squeeze to get this done?
Not too hard, but you have to put some pressure. And then you just kind of bind it up and leave it in the fridge in the colander because you have to leave it overnight. And you want to put it in the fridge.
You were saying in India they used to hang it?
In India they would just hang it on the window because there's no central heating and nothing's going to go bad. So you just choose a cool place and just hang it and put a bowl under it so the excess water just drained out.
And then after how many hours in the fridge?
At least about 12 hours. And this is what the finished product looks like. And it comes out like this.
Oh, wow. That looks...
And usually you just cut it into small pieces, and then either you fry it or you just put it in a dish when it's cooked. So.
And you may have actually had something you've been doing in an Indian restaurant, something called palak paneer is a very popular dish.
Yes, palak and matar paneer.
I've had saag paneer. I'm a big fan of that. All right, well, your classes start March 25th. There will be about 1 to 2 classes per week starting then. Each class is different, and we got a very special treat, an original recipe debuting. It's called chocolate chicken curry.
It's called chocolate chicken curry, and my inspiration is my supervisor, Myra Sellers. One day she walked in with a chocolate bar. She said, I had to get this for you. And I looked at the ingredients. It had chocolate, it had curry powder in it, and I tasted it was really good. And the only thing I didn't like about it, that it was sweet and spicy. So instead, I put dark chocolate, 99% dark chocolate, and came up with this recipe.
Debuting here at the Brambleton Center, so you want to sign up for that course especially. Thank you very much for appearing with us today, and sign up for those Indian cooking classes.
Thank you.
I'm joined now by Kathy Dick, and she's the owner of a new company here in Roanoke called Final Touch Designs. It's a home staging, redesign, and organization company, and she's going to be teaching several courses for us over the spring 2009 session. We're going to start off talking about one series of courses called Going Green that we're really excited about. Tell us about that series, Kathy.
The idea behind the Going Green series is to help consumers, or help people become better consumers, and to make sound choices for the environment. So these classes are steered around mostly focusing on skincare products and cleaning products, things that come in contact with our skin, and the potential hazards of the ingredients that are in some of these products. So the idea is to go look at more natural alternatives, as well as making a lot of these products at home with simple things you have already in your cupboard.
Like what? Do you have an example of?
Lemon. Lemon is one of those really powerful little items that you can use to clean your home very easily with, very inexpensively, and also it's also good for skincare products.
Very interesting.
We've got
so you could be putting
alternatives.
lemon on your skin.
You can.
You could. And you can learn all about that in our Going Green series. Before we go on, just tell me a little bit more. Going Green has just been a very popular trend nationwide. Why is it so important that if people haven't thought of it, about going green, why they should purchase environmentally friendly products? Why is that important these days?
Well, our environment is counting on it anymore. We're hurting our environment, and all of these things go into our water system. And so we've got to make changes, and now is a good time to start making those changes.
First step is being a better consumer. Let's move on and talk about a couple of the other classes that you have to offer. What are some of those this session?
Another class that I'm offering is decorating with what you have, and this gets into the 10 most common mistakes people make when decorating their homes and how to solve them. And another one is Color Your Life, and that focuses on getting rid of the fear of putting color into your homes and realizing that we associate very strongly with colors, and it's something that really helps us to either energize us or calm us, whatever we're looking for.
The two design classes, are they intended for anyone, or for someone maybe looking to sell their home would be a good
They're intended
purpose?
for anyone. I also have Homes Track Site Executives. This is just an example of what's considered a tickler file, and this is for busy homes executives, people who have families, and they're juggling their schedule, trying to figure out how to keep up with everything. Everything is in this box that is required to maintain a home and keep it going smoothly.
And you can learn to make those in one of several classes offered here by Kathy Dick in our Life Skills section if you check in REConnection magazine or online at RoanokeCountyParks.com. Thank you very much, Kathy.
Thanks.
Going green will become increasingly important to our society over the years to come, and Roanoke County is playing its part in the design of our new facility, Green Ridge Recreation Center, set to open next January. The center will feature indoor and outdoor family leisure pools, fitness equipment, a walking track, space for meetings, recreation programs, and much more. The facility will be LEED certified, which means the building has met rigorous environmental standards. Now, you may have seen the construction in progress as you go up 581 just before it meets with Interstate 81. Let's go out now to the construction site and take a look at the progress. The building you see going up behind me right now is Roanoke County's new recreation center, newly named Green Ridge Recreation Center. It's a 76,000 square foot facility right here on Woodhaven Drive in North Roanoke County. I'm joined by Liz Lurch. She's one of the project managers with Arcadis, a group that is a project management group representing Roanoke County. Welcome to the show, Liz.
Hi.
This is a really exciting time for residents of Roanoke Valley. It's a very unique facility for the area, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It's one of the few facilities in the area that's going to have an indoor and outdoor water park-like features. And we're hoping to bring in people from all over the region.
What are we looking at right now? What's immediately behind the camera?
Right behind you, you're looking at the entrance to the building. And off to the side here, you're seeing where the indoor pool is going to be located.
The indoor pool, which is over 20,000 square feet, I believe?
Yes, and it's going to have a zero entry play area for children. It's going to have a lazy river, and it'll have a 19-foot tower slide.
All right, well, let's talk about since you're the project manager, you know a lot about the construction. Tell me what's unique about this building from a construction standpoint. It's going to be a LEED certified building. What does that mean?
LEED certified is a way of ensuring that the building is being built in such a way that it meets certain environmental requirements. And we're aiming for not just a certified building, but a certified silver building, which means we need to get a certain number of points. And we're going to do that by doing things like, during the construction, 50% of the construction waste is going to be recycled. It will not go into landfills. We also are commissioning the building to make sure that as much of the heating, electrical, HVAC, plumbing will all be extremely efficient and will be way of cost savings to the building.
Which is, LEED is definitely a growing trend. Is that something we've seen a lot of in the Roanoke Valley, or is this one of the few?
This will probably be one of the first to be certified at this level in the area.
That's really exciting. Now, this over the next few months, you may be watching at home, March, April, May time frame. What if you drive down Woodhaven Road? What types of activities are going to be going on construction-wise at this site?
Well, right now you can see we have the construction. The steel is going up. We're starting to build the concrete masonry walls, and we're going to start putting the skin on, so you'll start to see windows, you'll start to see some of the brick going up.
Talk about that skin. If we look again right behind us, what are we going to see as far as the exterior? What's this going to look like?
The main entrance is going to be 2 stone columns, which you'll see the gray columns here are going to be encapsulated in stone, and then we will have mostly a brick facade with a lot of glass, and really very unique architecture, a lot of curves. Is it challenging to build something with as many curves and angles as this building is going to have? It's challenging. Some of the unique prospects of this building is that we're bringing in large spans of steel to cover the indoor swimming pool and the gym. So we're going to need to bring in really large trucks to carry those loads.
Well, thank you very much for talking to us today, Liz. Opening January next year, Green Ridge Recreation Center. It really is an exciting time to be living here in the Roanoke Valley. And one of the highlights of the Green Ridge Center that we just saw going up is a 20,000 square foot outdoor aquatic center called Splash Valley. Splash Valley will feature 2 water slides, a current river, a children's spray area, shaded areas, and a zero-entry friendly leisure pool. For more information about the center, please visit us online at RoanokeCountyParks.com. Click on the link to the left of your screen for Green Ridge Recreation Center. Now let's keep moving on our tour of recreation programs from Roanoke County Parks. It's back to the Brambleton Center for pottery. We're here in the Brambleton Center in the region's only public pottery studio, and I'm joined by Bob Campbell. He's one of our outstanding pottery instructors here, and as you can see, he's working on a piece just for us. Welcome to the show, Bob.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about, first of all, what are you doing right now?
Well, I'm just making a basic cylinder. It's kind of a starter piece. We try to get folks to first learn how to center the clay, and then learn how to pull up some even walls, so they can make a bowl or a piece of small pottery. And we're really designed to be very much a beginner's class. I mean, this is for people who've never done it or who have tinkered with it at some level, maybe in high school or something. But it's a fun class.
So no experience necessary?
No experience necessary.
How long did it take you to get to this point right here?
For me, it took about 2 or 3 minutes. For a new person, it might take 5 or 6 minutes, or 5 or 6 classes, depending on how new they are. But yeah, it's a basic form that we try to get folks to arrive at.
So with this piece, what would you maybe show the beginner student how to do next?
Well, the next thing that we would want to do, and I would use this. I'm going to actually start to make this into more of a bowl shape. So I'll be pulling these walls out, and just basically coming more to a bowl.
Wow. It's really amazing how quickly it all just expands out like that.
Yeah, I mean, the clay is very forgiving as long as you don't torture it, as long as you're kind to it, and you keep it, you just kind of keep it going fairly slowly and keep it in form.
Well, tell me about the wheel here. It's pretty unusual for a public facility like this to have as many actual pottery wheels as we have here, isn't it?
This is an excellent studio. not only do we have a large number of wheels, we have a large variation of glazes. I mean, the variety of glazes is more than I've seen anywhere in a studio like this. It's just, and they're also, this is a basic kick wheel with a motor attached, and we have some others that are straight electric wheels.
And we also have a handicapped accessible
A handicapped accessible wheel, and we have left-handed, right-handed wheels that can be used either way. So it's pretty versatile.
And you mentioned the glazes. Talk about some of the finished pieces, like these pieces here.
Right.
Very unique, kind of a drip glaze. What is this called?
Well, I mean, when the glaze melts, it runs down the side, and this is a heavier glaze. I think a lot of times they call these fat glazes. These are glazes that will actually run down the sides. If you put it too close to the bottom, it'll stick to the kiln shelf and ruin it, and they'll go all upset.
Speaking of which, the kiln is right here on site at Bramble.
The kilns are right around the corner now. The students do not access the kilns because that's a little less safe. So it's just something that they do.
But if you sign up for a pottery class, you have to purchase the clay.
The clay.
But it includes the instruction. You guide them along the entire process of making their work of pottery, and it includes the kiln firing as well.
Exactly.
And finally, how many pieces can they make during the class? Is it just however many they can do at the time?
However many you have clay for. The clay, I mean, a 25-pound bag of clay can make a lot of pieces. Now, the clay, the price of the clay includes the work that's done to fire them, the person that glows it up, the glazes, everything is included. So that's why we have to buy the clay.
And you can take this class as well from Bob Campbell or any of our great instructors, so sign up.
There's a class every day.
Now, just as Roanoke County Parks has offered top quality pottery classes for decades now, we've also offered the best quality and yoga programming. And I'm joined today by Debbie Stevens. She's the owner of the Yoga Center here in Roanoke, who this summer will be teaching a class for us with another instructor, Laura Cole. But first, give us a little insight as to what yoga really is for those of us like me who've only seen it on TV, don't really understand the concept of yoga.
Yoga is really a science of bringing your body into balance, and so we use physical exercise and breathing and put it together. We could be moving or we could be in stillness, and so the idea is just bringing your body into health and well-being.
Okay, we're going to demonstrate a little bit of yoga technique in just a couple of minutes, but first, tell me about the class that we're doing this summer. It's not a spring session course, so you can't sign up for it right now, but we're expecting heavy demand for this class. You're teaching it with Laura Cole. Tell me about what the class is going to entail.
Great, thank you. I'd love to. I'm really excited about it. Laura and I are getting together to talk about Ayurveda and yoga, and yoga is, again, that science of movement and breathing, and Ayurveda is helping to bring the body into balance with things like food. I'm going to do the yoga part, Laura will be doing the food. So say there are 3 different types of body, and our idea, again, is to bring it into balance. So say you're not very flexible, you're not very mobile, you sit on the couch all day long, so we're going to do one kind of series of exercises or yoga postures for that body type, or you're very sedentary or you're very active, one or the other. So we're trying to balance it out.
So you really target it to the individual signed up for the program.
Absolutely.
And they can really take it accordingly. Let's go with, since I'm one of the people, I wouldn't say I sit on the couch all the time, but I would say I'm not a very flexible person.
Okay.
So show me a couple of exercises that you may be able to do in this class that would help me.
Okay, we're going to do a sun salutation.
Okay.
We're going to do it together. So we're going to inhale and exhale. So we're working on your flexibility, taking the hands down, taking your left leg back, breathing in and breathing out. Let's take the knees down, and then like you're doing a push-up, lift your knees and breathe in and out. Let your knees come down, let your chest and chin come down. Inhale up. This is cobra pose, and then push off of your hands and exhale and come back with your rear up. Excellent. Now we're going to take the left foot forward and breathe in and breathe out. Yes, and inhale and come up. And exhale. Perfect. So that's
and if I can do it, anybody can do it.
Exactly.
Can you show me one really quickly, one more?
Okay. We could do a balancing pose. So if you have a hard time balancing, we could stand on one foot. The other foot can come out. And we can take our arms up overhead like we're trees. And so again, the whole idea of yoga is trying to bring your body into balance. And so we want to do the other side so we're balanced.
So all kinds of people would benefit from this, and the class is called Yoga Retreat. It's going to be coming up this summer, so look for it in our next edition of REConnection magazine, or you could always call us at 772-PLAY and ask about it at the front desk. And there may be some more information posted a little later this session online at RoanokeCountyParks.com. Thanks a lot, Debbie.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming.
As you can see, there's something for every interest in Roanoke County Parks. We hope you'll go online and see all we have to offer by visiting RoanokeCountyParks.com. There you can see park maps, download photos, catch daily news feeds, or follow us on social networking sites like Facebook and Twitter to stay informed about new programs and special events. And of course, you can always register online for your favorite programs, or of course, you can always give us a phone call, 772-PLAY. Easy to remember because it's what we'd all rather be doing, 772-PLAY. And if you don't want to do that, you can visit us in person at our Brambleton Center or admin offices on Kessler Mill Road. Now, these are tough economic times, but we all need to get away from home every once in a while. Roanoke County Parks and Rec makes it easy to do just that with several trip offerings. Let's hear about one of them. New at Roanoke County Parks and Rec is a trip escort program where we allow people in the community who have experience leading trips to go along as trip advisors and to help lead groups. Two of our newest trip leaders are Minnie Jones and Jean Rowe, who this session are leading several trips, and we're going to talk first about one of them called Bob Childress's Rock Churches. This is a trip down the Blue Ridge Parkway to see some historic buildings. Can you tell us a little bit about, first of all, who was Bob Childress?
Well, he was a Presbyterian minister, and he took over a little church in the area of Buffalo Mountain, and it was a very wild place at that time, and he kept building more churches there with the rock that came from that area.
In fact, they wrote a very popular book about Bob Childress called The Man Who Moved the Mountain. Have you read that book?
Oh, yes.
Is that something that you'd probably need to read before you go, or not necessarily?
Not really, no.
But definitely check that out. What's unique about these churches other than the sheer beauty of them being built by natural stone?
Well, they are all pretty churches, and there's 6 of them to be exact. There's 6 of the churches that he had built, and 2 of them are right there on the Parkway. One is called Bluemont, and one is called Mayberry Presbyterian Church. And in fact, at this time, one of the grandsons is the pastor at both of these churches.
And on the trip, you'll get a guided tour of these churches,
right?
As well as all-inclusive with the transportation. It also includes a lunch a buffet lunch at really good food, Mountain View Restaurant. And tell us a little bit about what it's like traveling with Roanoke County Parks and Rec. Is there a lot of camaraderie that you get on these trips?
Oh, yes.
It's wonderful.
What's the best part about it?
Meeting new people and seeing the things that are just really right here in our backyard, just about. A lot of things that we never knew about. And Roanoke County is a great bunch to travel with, and they always have things for us. And
a lot of things in your backyard you don't even know are there. You mentioned another trip you're taking this spring called going to Saltville, Virginia. And I'd never heard of Saltville. It's up near Chilhowie. But really some neat history there, right?
Oh, a lot of history. I grew up in that area. I was from Marion, and I had grandparents who lived around Saltville. And so I knew something about it.
But some great trips, and we're very thankful for our new trip leaders, Minnie Jones and Jean Rowe. If you want to find out how to get on a trip or to become a trip leader yourself, you can contact us at 772-PLAY. Of course, sign up on RoanokeCountyParks.com. Summer's just around the corner, and if you don't know what your kids are doing this summer, you may want to consider Camp Roanoke. Now, this is a summer camp operated by Roanoke County, and I'm joined by Camp Director Greg Martin. Welcome to the show, Greg.
Thanks, Scott. It's good to be here.
Now, Camp Roanoke has programs for kids that are rising kindergarten through 12th graders. Let's start off with the younger kids. There are a couple options. First is the day camps. If they're maybe not old enough or not ready to stay overnight. What's that all about?
We offer a day camp for kids that are going into kindergarten through the 5th grade. It's a traditional full camp experience. The only difference is they get to go home at the end of the day. We offer satellite transportation. We pick up at Tanglewood Mall and drop off there. The price includes a hot lunch and 2 snacks and all the gear necessary for a guaranteed fun week of camp.
And really the price, I mean, considering you get the lunch included, is there's not many camps in the area that'll beat it, especially considering the outdoor experience. And there's an early bird rate for all of the camps that we're going to talk about if you register before April 6th. So we'll talk about that again later. Let's move on to the next age group, the folks that are maybe the younger kids that want to stay overnight.
Sure. For our 3rd and 4th graders, we have an Explorer program. And again, that's a very traditional camp experience where kids are participating in archery, arts and crafts, environmental education. They also get to swim. We've got that worked out this year. We're very excited about it. They sleep in the cabins, campfires, s'mores, carnival nights, karaoke nights, skit nights, all the fun we can cram into 7 days.
And as they get older, your programs begin to branch out and actually leave the camp itself to go on explorative destinations outside of camp.
That's right. Our Voyager and our adventure programs, we go off-site rock climbing, off-site kayaking, canoeing. We also go hiking, and then all the other traditional camp activities that they get to do when they're on site.
And then finally, once you get to high school, what age can you go to the Trek program?
Yeah, for our 9th, 10th, and 11th graders, we go to North Carolina and teach the kids how to surf, how to sea kayak, how to crab, and also very extensive environmental education while we're on the coast of North Carolina. And then we also have another trek that goes to West Virginia, where the kids do a very extensive backcountry rock climbing experience, and they also raft the Gully.
So a full week of outdoor adventure for the older kids as well, where they're completely off-site, camping the whole time?
Absolutely.
Of course. Now let's talk really quickly. We mentioned prices. $25 off of every camp from now until April 6th if you call 387-6114 or visit www.camproanoke.com. And if you want to sign up and you're not really sure about the camp, come check us out on April
the 4th.
April 4th.
We will be open from 10 o'clock until 4 o'clock, and it's a great time to come out to the camp, meet the full-time staff, meet the college staff, sample the food, see what the inside of the cabins look like, experience shooting the bow and arrow on the archery range or having a ride on the climbing tower, but really to come out and see camp in person.
Let's talk about some of our spring programs now for families of all ages, youth and adults. What are some of our offerings this spring?
We're offering caving programs, mountain biking programs, both at Carvin Cove and the Virginia Creeper Trail.
Bikes provided for both of those?
Absolutely. We also have some night hikes this term that we're offering.
What is a night hike?
Night hike is we're meeting out at the camp. We're taking a walk on the reservoir, tuning into nature sounds at night.
Really a learning experience as well.
Absolutely. Very sensory oriented because nature's very different at night than it is during the day.
So really quite a wide range of outdoor experiences for the whole family, and of course our traditional summer camp, Camp Roanoke. Thanks, Greg.
Thank you, Scott.
And if you want to find out about any of our summer camps, visit us online at RoanokeCountyParks.com. Click on the link on the left-hand side of your screen for summer camps. Save money with discounts on every camp before April 6th. As you can see, there's a lot going on in Roanoke County Parks this spring. In the past half hour, we've only scratched the surface of the recreation opportunities offered by your park system. Now, if you have the opportunity to visit Walren Park soon, please be on the lookout for new construction of a new loop walking trail. And if you have any questions about any of our parks or programs, don't hesitate to call us at 772-PLAY. If you missed any part of this program, you can see it on our website or right here on RVTV every Tuesday night at 8:30 p.m. and Saturday morning at 10 o'clock a.m. For now, enjoy our spring program offerings. The summer schedule will be out just before June 1st. Thanks for watching Rec Connection Television, your recreation connection. I'll see you in the parks.